I just thought about something, right? You know how earlier we were talking about reap what you sow, and that how that was perceived as negative by some, right? Um, I just light bulb just came on, right? So reap what you sow doesn't have to be a negative thing in that it's not like a karma thing. Like I'm not saying reap what you sow because I want you to get back for what you did to me. It's like no, from this point forward, after we separate, if you reap good things out there, you reap what you sow. If you reap bad things out there, you're still going to reap what you sow.
So, so let's say we just kind of, because the therapy thing is one aspect of it, you know, and just to be clear, Abrahamic principles will get you where you need to go. Mosaic principles will get you where you need to go. You know, overwhelmingly, you know. But let's say we, kind of just table for a second. The what's the title? How did I say it?
The power of letting go.
Yeah. Like, is that what maybe Krishana and I were articulating? Right. So you have a set of principles that you follow, right? And so you don't have that stress, like with these questions and etc. You don't have to wrestle with these things that are already written down and in front of you. You see, maybe that is the letting go theory in real time. When Alicia says she give it to God, right? We heard that a lot. But if people actually do that, is that them letting go, and are they feeling better in given situations?
You mean when they say we're giving it to God?
Yeah, like you heard that phrasing before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm just using it just for sake of conversation, right? They say they give it to God. You know, is that them letting go? Say, listen, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, and what it's gonna be is what it's gonna be. You see what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
not to say you are lazy, but you are what's the word I'm looking for? Deliberate in the steps you taking, and the Most High will handle the rest or put in front of you what He deemed necessary. But you taking your deliberate steps. I think that people would find solace there,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, should nobody be able to convince you to pull that trigger to go on ahead and let it go? So if you are content and very deliberate and sure of the decision that you make, it is a hell of a lot easier to let go because you are absolutely sure. And if you are absolutely sure, you took the time to make sure that you are sure and you are okay with whatever the outcome is going to be after making said decision.
Yeah.
You have to be able to be okay with it.
And now, Callie, think about the lack of. Go ahead, Jalen. Yeah,
I didn't say anything.
I thought you squinted your face like you just did. Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to say something.
Mm-mm.
Now, here's the thing, right, Callie? Because there's so much fluidity, I think people get confused in that because they don't know the deliberate steps, right? So, like, let's say I go to a restaurant. My options are less than yours. I know what I'm gonna eat when I get there for the most part.
Hmm.
Think about how more efficient I am. I ain't burning sage or whatever, you know what I mean? But think about that, right? Like if you have like a program, that you're trying to adhere to, does that make things kind of easier? I don't know if easier, but more seamless to navigate.
I was gonna say it. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. It makes it more seamless to navigate because because you don't have this bombardment of different things, different avenues that you can take, right? Um, dang, I just lost my train of thought too. Oh, I knew where I was going, but yeah, if you only have two options to go, like because you're going to do with what you are going to do. This is your personality, this is your modus operandi. You're doing all the things, right? So no matter if you have three options right here or if you have four options over here, right? Either way it go, you're only operating off of these two because this is who you are and this is how you navigate the world, period. So all the other stuff coming at you is not going to mean as much as to somebody who does not have a set way of, going about things. If I understand what you're trying to say, right? A
Yeah,
little bit of rambling, but I think I got your point.
I understand.
Okay.
Alicia, have you had it? No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I think it coincides. Alicia, have you had anything, not like the specific, that you let go and you like, all right, cool. I
I'll give you
feel
the specific. Um, I have a brother.
it.
I haven't talked to him in like, shit, I want to say maybe 10 years for whatever reason. He got sentenced to 60 years in prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever his reason is, like he's basing that when I was in prison, I got out and I dated a guy for like 6 months after I got out of prison. A guy I shouldn't have dated because his brother snitched on me, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like, and he's held like he's unforgiving for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at this point now he's disrespectful. So all these years he's been disrespectful to me, my children, his mother, whatever. So at this point I wrote him a letter one day, just like, hey, how are you? I'm just reaching out, love you. And he sent me like a 4-page letter back saying, everything in the world he can say that's negative, right? About me and the family. And at that point, I was like, I have to let it go. I just have to let it go. I can't keep trying. I can't. Birthdays come, I'm trying to like make him, do what I'm supposed to do as a big sister, right? And
Mm-hmm.
because of the inside. But just literally, this maybe like 15 days ago, I was like, you know what? I'm letting it go. Like, so whatever happens, happens, right? So if he gets out, he gets out. If he doesn't get out, he doesn't get out. Will I write another letter? No. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm tapped out. I'm let it go. But I feel so much better by letting that go because at first I'm fighting to understand what's going on. And I was putting myself in positions that I'm thinking about this constantly. Now, I barely have thoughts of it. I feel more bad for him than anything because I know he's stuck. So letting go for me is like starting to get easier because I know when I don't let stuff go, I'm steady holding on to like all this excess weight and it's staying on me. When I'm waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and the thought comes to my head, it's like, that's taking too much from me, So letting go is just simple if you do it. I think that's it. What was your question again?
No, that was it. Go ahead,
Did I
Kyle.
answer right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought about something, right? You know how earlier we were talking about reap what you sow, and that how that was perceived as negative by some, right? Um, I just light bulb just came on, right? So reap what you sow doesn't have to be a negative thing in that it's not like a karma thing. Like I'm not saying reap what you sow because I want you to get back for what you did to me. It's like no, from this point forward, after we separate, if you reap good things out there, you reap what you sow. If you reap bad things out there, you're still going to reap what you sow. It has nothing to do with me at all. It's about what you put out there and you get back what you put out.
Yeah.
That's just how I took it right now, how it can be what you say, apathetic in that
Yeah,
you don't necessarily care either way because it has nothing to do with me.
nothing.
It's about what you put out there. So look, like people say, I hope you live the life, I hope you get the life that you
That you
deserve.
deserve. Yeah.
I mean, that can be a little bit more nefarious, but yeah, like, you know what I mean? If yeah, it's not having somebody saying somebody I hope you reap what you sow has nothing to do about anything with any get back, any karma, anything like that. Because if it is about that, you ain't let go of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still holding on because you it's just you're being negative about the situation. When you let go, you actually let go. You move on. Whatever they have going on, or whomever, it's just that's just what it is. My life is over here. I'm gonna do what I need to do. Your life is over there. You do what you need to do. But at any point now, if he chooses to come or anyone chooses to come back and be open and be respectful, I'm always open to have the conversation. I'm open for it, but I'm not open to being disrespected and not heard either.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, but I understand you saying, listen, I'm apathetic towards you, like Aaliyah was saying. Whatever happened to you, gonna happen to you, right? Yeah, so that makes sense. To reap what you sow can be separate from you, right? How they continue to live their life is what their benefits or perjury is gonna be. Yeah, so I understand that. Aaliyah,
I
what you?
think
Yeah, go ahead.
uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, because that's why I was like pushing back on Saad's whole like I wish you the best type of thing. Because I feel like if you have those, I feel like that's still holding on to something. Like that's not fully letting it go. If you wishing them the best, or you wish them, I don't know. If you whether you wish them something good or something bad, I feel like that's still holding on to something. So if you like Alicia said, give it up to God, or you just don't care, I think that's the best way to handle situations. You have to just let it roll off, not even let it roll off your back, but you have to fully be hands off.
Yeah, take
Like you
yourself out of it.
literally, yeah, you literally have to take yourself, you have to remove yourself,
Mhm.
and it has to just be its own thing. So if you're still wishing something positive or negative, that's still like a grip on, it's not fully letting it go. I don't
Yeah, it's like trying to
in the
have
way I
some
see
type of
it.
control on it still.
Mm-hmm. Or like an input, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, love. Yeah, you know what? Like, that's why the opposite of hate isn't love or love isn't hate. It's apathy.
Mm-hmm.
Because famous and infamous have very similar results. So don't love and hate. You'd be surprised what you're willing to do. I kill for the people I love. I will kill the people I hate.
Mm-hmm.
Pedophiles, shit like that.
That's it.
You So interesting. What you think, Jalen? Letting go. You ever had something you be like, damn, I feel better. You hurt, or you didn't say you hurt, but
Um. Yeah, there's plenty of things, but I think most things I've been through in my life, I have not let go. Um, I don't know. I think that comes from how I was taught to handle issues. Like I never gave myself time to grieve things. I was always redirected to do something else. That's kind of how my mom like taught me. Even with like punishments, like she didn't give me time to cry. It was always a redirection. Oh, go do this, go do that. You don't have time to cry. Go, what you crying for? Or like getting dropped off at school, she pops me in the mouth. I want to cry. Uh-uh. No, because I don't need your teachers calling me because you cry. So it was always a redirection of my emotions and my pain. So as an adult, that's how I handle a lot of situations. I just redirect myself. I
is
think
is
and that's
redirect
where therapy came in for me.
is redirect
Um
running?
no, I wouldn't say running. It's just
Well,
wait, why do you say running? Explain that before I even respond.
No, no. I guess it's like there's an issue. You identify it, and instead of dealing with, we go do something else. I'm just trying to think what's the best word If redirect's the best word, so be it. I feel, and I'm saying feel is more like avoidance. I guess that's even better word than running.
I will agree with that word because from what you had said, Jalen, you said that you wasn't ever really able to process your emotions or process the situation at hand because
Well,
you've always redirected.
allowed to initially.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm listening. Allowed to. That's redirection. Now as an
Yeah.
now as an adult, it's a choice to. Now is
Hmm.
that avoidance? You see, I'm like kind of like there's steps to this.
It
Like she
it it,
learned it, but now it's her option to do so. You see?
it
Hmm.
became it became a choice when I learned a different perspective. So that's where therapy for me came in because I went to therapy for genuine issues that I just couldn't figure out on my own.
Hmm.
And I just really needed an unbiased, fresh perspective. Somebody that doesn't know me, isn't family. Like, I just needed something completely slate clean. Give me the real deal. What the fuck is going on? What tools can I use? That's what I needed. And that's what I got. And I learned a different perspective on how to deal with those things. So, yes, that's when it became a choice. And I would make the choice to just do what I've always done because it was easiest for me to get shit done. Just redirect. I'd get shit done quicker if I just redirect instead of sitting and using the tools that I was given, which is, I guess, most people would consider the right way to handle things.
Hmm.
So, I think that most people, they have a reputational tie to how they choose to deal with their emotions and exude certain behaviors. Like you said, most people are beta. So most people would rather pose themselves as a victim to their circumstances because
Hmm.
it's easier to be seen as a victim than a perpetrator. Because then you're held accountable for what you've done to get where you are, rather than a victim who people feel sorry for you. That's an easier position to be in
Yeah.
than being held accountable for what you've done to get there. So I don't know. I don't think most people is letting shit go. I feel like that's bullshit. I feel like that's how people get into religions that they don't truly believe in to cope with the fact that they can't control their life the way they truly want to. And the cards that they're dealt, they can't really like handle the fact that they can't get what they want out of life. So I think it's just bullshit what people say. Even when they say they're giving it to God, I don't believe most people that say that. You're not. That's just something that you do to cope with the fact that you can't control whatever this outcome that you were given. Therefore, you feel like, okay, I'm gonna say I'm gonna give it to God, but I never really do, and I'm just stuck in this cycle of um sadness. I feel like that's where depression comes from.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
can't cope with the fact that you cannot control how you were born into this world, how you're going to be taken out of this world, and your experience in between.
Hmm. No, that's interesting. Yeah, the give it to God thing is usually one of those tropes that we kind of I usually may fight. But I was just thinking that isn't an actual release. But I think I tend to side with you on your sentiment regarding it. And you know what interests me? Give it to God, right? You remember what he told Job?
Yes.
Grab your nuts. Gird up thy loins like a man, is what he told him. See, that shit interests me.
It is interesting.
Took
However,
everything from Job, Krishana. Everything.
yeah,
We
but
ain't going through 4% of the shit Job went through.
no, no, we're not. But what I will say is, unfortunately, there is most likely a mass of people that say they're going to give something to God and they really don't. But there are people out there that do say they give it to God and they really do, and their burden is lifted.
But most people don't. When they're going through like
And that, yeah,
seasons of suffering, like
that's true.
this is
Most people
okay.
don't.
This is a perspective. It's never been said before, but it's this person that I follow that I've always thought this myself, but like this is off topic, but I feel like Christians are just religions that believe in the idea of suffering, it being part of their creator's plan. They're not really good at going through suffering because they blame like demonic forces, they blame sin, they blame everything else other than the fact that maybe this is the plan for you and you should be going through this for a reason. Like they never see the season of suffering as a positive, even though that's literally what is written. Like it's not always demonic.
Yeah, no,
It's not
I
always
totally,
like
I
so
agree with you. There are, so no, to your point, yes, there are Christians out there that do say that, and
it's
they don't just,
most.
yeah, well,
Oh,
I don't know the percentages on that, so I'll just say
99,
there are Christians out there that do that.
like
So
99%.
to your point, I don't know the percentage, but what I will say is this. Yes, to your point, Jalen, there are Christians out there that do blame a lot of things on other things versus the actual thing that
And
they might be supposed
they
to go
feel
through
like
the
if
situation
they pray
or
enough
their
or
choices.
they follow the commandments to a T or if they feel like they're the most perfect
Mhm.
believer that somehow they can avoid seasons of suffering, and that's not fucking true.
Well, I think those are people that don't actually read the whole Bible and they don't
That's
actually eat the whole roll.
Yeah.
that's pretty much the vast population of
And I
believers.
mean, it's unfortunate we are in this world of darkness. Satan is the father of this world. So, yes, that is the case most times, unfortunately. But there are a few of us that are a remnant that are still holding on a post.
Well, okay.
Yeah. But to your point, yes, I understand where you're coming from when there are a majority that tend to do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that there are ones that exist that don't do this. I'm saying like my experience
Mhm.
with most people, even people that aren't believers, just people in general, they don't know how to suffer well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you are, I mean, you're correct. I don't
Yeah.
actually have a
So
rebuttal.
that was it.
Mhm.